Welcome back to Mission Accomplished. My name is Michelle.
And I'm still Garrett. And today we will be talking about a plethora of topics. We've got the MCU. Why are we speaking about that? Because that's what we're watching now. We are also going to talk about the time Michelle cut my hair, which was last week. Interesting story. You're going to want to stick around for that one. And we're going to talk about the new challenge accepted, which Michelle will be starting this week.
Tomorrow.
And the last topic, and all these topics are going to be in random order. We'll see how it goes. The last topic we will talk about is how Michelle is doing with her current challenge accepted episode, which is chess. So, Michelle, let's just start with what we're doing when we're not working. What are we doing when we don't work?
I'm so excited about this. Okay, guys, so currently Garrett and I are watching the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order, which is not the same as release order.
Yeah. So instead of, watching them when they came out originally, we were watching them in the order of which they occur in the MCU timeline chronologically.
For example, even though Captain Marvel released very recently, when you put it in timeline order, it's the second film.
But we also skipped Captain Marvel.
Because we saw it, sorry.
So we already cheated. Cheated on the second movie. The first movie is obviously Captain America. Captain America, the first Avenger. Which you loved.
Yeah.
That was the first time seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I've seen all the Marvel movies multiple times. Michelle has seen most of them, and more so the more recent ones. But I just found this out that you hadn't seen a lot of the like phase 1 and half of phase 2 movies.
I didn't,
right?
Because that was sort of like during high school,
end of high school, beginning of college.
Yeah. And where I went to college is like in the middle of nowhere. There is one movie theater, and like people, they call it like the Dartmouth bubble, where once you go, whenever you're on campus, you're slightly detached from the rest of the world in a way. Even though like there's social media and whatever, there's just this sense of like whatever's happening elsewhere in the world. Like I don't know how to explain it. You're just in the middle of nowhere, even though you have the internet. You're detached slightly from everything else just because of how isolated you are. And so because of that, I feel like the entire 4 years I was there, I just didn't really go to the movies very much because the movie going experience wasn't a big part, like something readily available. Even we did have a movie theater and I did see a couple movies there, but like it was like a really tiny theater.
Sure.
Whereas like when I came to Los Angeles for my internship that I did here, then I went to the movies a ton. Also because I was like working in the industry and I wanted to be up to date, and the movie theaters here are super, super nice and really big. So yeah. So I feel like I was a bit detached during those 4 years from pop culture.
But now we're playing catch up.
Yes.
And now you're getting to see some of these movies for the first time.
Yeah, or like I did see them when they came out. Like I've seen all the Iron Mans, but
Did you see Iron Man 1 before?
I did see Iron Man 1 before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was your first time. So that was the first time you saw Iron Man 2. There's no way you'd seen Iron Man 2
Yes,
before.
that was the first time I'd seen Iron Man 2.
The first time you saw Cap, and the first time you saw any of the Thor movies.
No, I've seen Thor 3.
You've seen Ragnarok, but we haven't gotten there yet. We're still in phase 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're playing catch up. So that was the first time you saw Captain America, the first one. And we've been slowly ranking them. Like I have Michelle putting them. I have a little app on my phone. Okay, let's talk about this. So here's Michelle's current order. Okay, mind you, we're
nearing the end of phase 2, right?
We are nearing the end of phase 2, but it's kind of weird because we're watching in timeline order. We've already like broken the phase order. So like we're about to like, if we did watch Captain Marvel, we would have watched a phase 3 film, right? So here's out of the movies that we have seen, Here's the current order. All right.
My
From worst to
to
best.
best.
So we're going to start with the worst. Worst movie so far that you have seen in the MCU with this viewing. So not counting the future movies.
And I will say my opinion of these films has changed,
They changed.
from the first time I saw them.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the first time I saw Iron Man, I did not fully appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
So, also some interesting fact is, do you know the terrorist organization that was in Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 3?
Okay.
Do you know the organization's name?
No.
Do you remember the flag that was behind Iron Man?
What is the name of the organization?
So the name of the organization is the 10 Rings.
Oh,
And you remember those like
okay.
10
Yeah.
rings in a circle? All right. Do you know the hero Shang-Chi that's coming
Yes!
out? Right?
Starring Simu Liu.
Yes. And do you know what the name of that film is? It's Shang-Chi
Oh
and the
my
Legend of the 10
God.
Rings. Very interesting.
So they're coming back.
Everything ties together. That's all I wanted to say. Very cool.
That
All
comes
right.
out this summer in July.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did they push it? I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
Because
who
now
knows?
Black Widow got moved to May. So will they do a May, July? I don't know.
just give it to me. Give it to me
knows?
now. I want
right.
to watch both.
So your least favorite of the movies that we've seen so far is Thor. For Thor number 1.
Yeah.
I agree. This movie kind of blows. I love Marvel. But
Here's
we can
what I
also
think happened in
admit
the
that
movie.
that movie
Like,
kind of blows.
I think it was the first film they did that was okay. All the Marvel movies have CGI, obviously, but this one was like the most fantastical hero they've dealt with before, and therefore the most CGI. Like the majority
Yeah.
of the movie is on a green screen,
mean,
except
Thor-
for when they're in New Mexico.
Thor is high fantasy, so there was a lot of what was interesting about Thor. And as you were saying, it's like the first time they go outside of Earth, meaning they are now making creative decisions on what other realms look like for the entire MCU. Were
Yeah.
decided in 2011 when Thor came out.
And the way it looked was fine, but my point was I think a larger percentage of the budget went to VFX versus other things that could have better served the story.
I think they just didn't write a good script. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was lazy. Sorry. I mean, like there was a lot of just characters waiting around for the plot to move, and that's not very fun. So moving on, we have the next least favorite film. And now this might be a shocker to some people, maybe not others. Iron Man 3 is second on the list. So, second to last. Iron Man 3, directed by Shane Black. I like Shane Black's movies, but I
Nice Guys was great.
don't like Iron Man 3. I
The
don't
whole
like it.
plot line of like, we're in Tennessee and I'm in a kid's garage.
I like the character aspect. I like that, but I don't like the execution of it. It felt a little messy and like, I don't know, like the Mandarin being like a farce was sort of, it was funny for a joke, but then it just made the whole thing feel a little like weightless and like why the stakes just felt low all of a sudden. Also, I didn't like the orange magma man thing. That felt like early X-Men or Fantastic Four sort of like CGI powers, and I love those movies, but
There were also
didn't like
moments
this.
where I felt like the stakes could like felt off to me. For example, spoiler, at the end when Pepper Potts falls off the scaffolding into a literal like flame storm. Tony doesn't seem to show much, like there wasn't a real moment of like sadness and shock of like I've lost the person I love. It was like he knew all along she would live,
Right.
which maybe he did because she is a magma person now, but we as an
Magma.
audience didn't know that.
Yeah, it's almost
And it
like
sort
the
of
movie was
ruined the
self-aware
surprise,
that
yeah.
even they might have given him that moment because he did react to it. It was just kind of cut short because
Yeah.
of the action sequence. So my guess is that they just cut out the full reaction for the sake of
But I
runtime.
just felt like
because
that could
they
have been
knew,
a really strong moment.
Oh, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And that has to do a little bit with the writing, I think. So I don't want to go through every single movie, so we're going to skip a bunch.
Okay.
But your top three, let's say, your top three.
In third place.
So in third place, Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yes.
You really liked the first Cap.
I thought it was very impressive because it's a period piece that still dealt with superheroism. And yeah.
Yeah, I love the first Cap. In second place was Avengers 1.
Yes. Very impressive movie. Considering like how we discussed off podcast that each of the main characters does have an arc, and each of the main characters, the way their fight styles are used is so cool.
I think Joss Whedon did an excellent job at, as you just said, making the action unique and interesting for each character. Like, it wasn't just 2.5 hours of senseless action. Every movement and action felt like the way that Cap fought is very different than the way Iron Man fights, and is different than how Black Widow fights. And just watching it I felt like a comic book. It really felt like a comic book. I remember sitting in the theater watching that famous shot when all the Avengers are in one frame for the first time in the movie at the Battle of New York at the beginning. At the beginning of the Battle of New York, and I just I lost it because that was the first time seeing them all together like that. Okay, and in first place, your favorite movie to date, which is a dope choice. A lot of people will agree with you on this. Is Captain America 2: Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So this movie is an homage. So it was directed by the Russo brothers. So obviously this is their first contribution to the MCU. As many of you know, they did Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War. The Russos also, if you don't know, directed a ton of episodes of Community, and they directed a ton of episodes of Arrested Development. So they are masters at having a big cast of characters and making them comedic and meaningful, and they're just masters at juggling big casts, which is why I think they were selected to do these big Marvel movies, because this is a hard task to do. And Winter Soldier, man, it is an homage to the old 70s political thriller movies, right? So you look at movies like 3 Days of the Condor and All the President's Men, these big movies from the 70s. And they even, genius, they took Robert Redford, who was a star of these big 70s political thrillers, and they threw him into the MCU. And it was just beautifully done. So why did you like Winter Soldier?
I liked it because I like Black Widow's involvement in it. I like the story. I love that Cap is sort of trying to find his place in modern world, and then finally learns that one of his best friends from the time before is still here. But then finding out that best friend is now your enemy, it's just a lot to work with. And the concept of S.H.I.E.L.D. having secret Hydra people in it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the first time you saw that movie as well. So next on our list, we're watching Guardians, then Guardians 2, because they take place before Age of Ultron. Then we will watch Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And then I believe it's Ant-Man after that. So that is the current, what we have on our docket. Very exciting. A lot of good movies. You've never seen Age of Ultron. You have seen the other three that I just mentioned. So
people are going to think I'm a bogus Marvel fan.
No. There are so many movies. You'd be surprised how many people just haven't seen all of them, who have been like, oh, I've seen the highlights. I've seen the Avengers movie. Most people haven't seen all of them. It's hard to find somebody who's seen every single one.
We're doing one a night.
Yeah.
Except Saturday we did a double feature.
We did do 2, and
they were both bad.
They're both bad.
It was Thor 2 and Iron Man 3.
Yeah, not my favorite grouping, but you just have to get through it,
Even on stream, that day I was streaming chess, and then I was like, guys, we're watching the MCU in timeline order. We're going to go watch Iron Man 3. And everyone in chat was like,
Yeah. But watching both Guardians movies is really fun. And honestly, and then after Ant-Man, we get what I think is one of the best movies, which is Civil War.
Yes.
So we do have
That'll be great.
A pretty good lineup.
Speaking of fantastic stories, you know what I have been enjoying a lot lately, Garrett?
Audiobooks.
Oh, yeah, baby.
How did I guess?
A huge shout out to Audible for sponsoring today's episode. Recently, they just launched Audible Plus, and with Audible Plus, you get access to the Plus catalog, which is filled with thousands and thousands of select originals, audiobooks, and podcasts, including ad-free versions of popular shows and exclusive series.
So I use Audible to read the Song of Ice and Fire series. I read it hardcover back in the day, but rereading it has been really enjoyable on my drives, listening to it in the car. And also, to be fair, in 2021, I've been sort of missing Game of Thrones. So getting to relive those stories has been a lot of fun.
Whenever I'm driving around by myself in the car, I've been loving listening to Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Such a fantastic memoir by her. I actually read it for the first time at the beginning of quarantine. Was so mind blown by it. I think that was right after it just came out, actually. And recently I've just been wanting to reinvigorate my life in 2021 with New Year's resolutions, with a lot of those same mindset goals. And if you guys want to listen to either of those books or any of the thousands offered on audible.com, all you guys got to do is go to audible.com/mission or text mission to 500-500 to start your free 30-day trial. Again, to get a free 30-day trial, all y'all got to do is go to audible.com/mission or text mission to 500-500.
So that's enough about Marvel. We just took 15 minutes of your time. I could go all day.
Every time we watch a movie together, it doesn't matter what movie it is, Garrett gives a speech. Like, he'll turn all the lights off, get the movie's literally queued up. Sometimes we've even watched the opening credits and he'll be like, wait. He'll pause. He'll stand up and start pacing around the room and say, so this is 1999. And this is so-and-so's first film as a director. It was the Cannes selection, starring Scarlett Johansson.
None of that is true for the Marvel movies.
I know, not for the Marvel movies. I'm saying every freaking movie we watch, even if you've not seen it, you give me a speech, which I love.
Okay, so that's
you give me a speech / pop quiz.
I don't. Okay.
So we're about to watch Iron Man 3, which, what happened to Iron Man 2 at the end? Post credits? Oh, good job. And then after this, what happened? Pepper Potts is now head of Stark Industries.
Okay, but here's the thing. Now you know the MCU like that. So I do this, yes. And I'm not ashamed of it. This is just what happens when you go to 4 years of film school and like film history lectures. Honestly, once I started like getting film lectures before a movie, and it sets the stage of like not just who the people are who were making the movie, but like what was going on in the world when this movie was being made, it really starts to inform the art, and you understand and see these nuances that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Like, for example, if I didn't bring up that Winter Soldier is a homage to the 70s political thriller movies, like that adds a whole layer of appreciation to the movie that you might not have gotten otherwise, because if you just haven't seen those movies, right? And I want to take you back and watch those movies, All the President's Men and 3 Days of the Condor. Like Robert Redford's in both of those, actually. Like we should. Faye Dunaway is in 3 Days of the Condor. That's one of those like under the radar movies that kind of. I wrote a whole paper on that.
So this is me getting film school for free since I didn't go to film school.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. So anyway, I'm a nerd and kind of annoying sometimes about it. But you pretend to love it, and it makes me feel
do love
good.
it, actually.
Okay, good.
I genuinely do.
So next, chess updates. Okay, so you've been doing chess for like a week and a half. We're rounding our second week, going balls to the walls
in chess.
Yeah. With chess. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling mixed emotions, guys. So
No. You love chess, right?
Oh, I love chess.
Okay. Sorry. When you say mixed emotions, it feels like you're like, I
not
like
like that.
Like
not about the topic of chess. I'll explain. First of all, to everyone who has been joining in on these chess streams, holy shit and thank you.
We have the highest viewership we've ever had.
Yeah.
Chess is popping on Twitch.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting
every
through
time
3 to 4 hour chess lessons.
Yeah, and
That's
every
insane.
time I've streamed chess, we have been in the top 5 chess streams on Twitch
At the time. Yeah.
out of everyone streaming chess, which is crazy. Yeah.
So if you want a free chess lesson or find it interesting, go check out the streams.
Yeah, on
They
Twitch.
are insane.
And if anybody who's like, what do you guys do on these chess streams? So literally, I have been getting to take lessons from Gotham Chess, who is Levy Rosman, and Anna Rudolph, Anna Chess, as well as Danny Wrench, who is the chief chess officer of chess.com. And y'all, these are people who live and breathe chess. They are international masters, grandmasters, and so good. And I've been getting to take lessons from them, and we stream it, and it's so educational, learning from the best of the best, not only as chess players, but also as coaches. They're very, 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 very good. So highly recommend tuning in. We've all just been learning a ton. And then kind of on my days in between, I have been just streaming me playing games and hanging out and doing a ton of puzzles. So I've been grinding. I've been on the chess grind. And so far it's been good. Like, I've been happy with my progress just a week and a half in. And however, I have also been, and I've been encouraged, but also discouraged because there are people participating in PogChamps, which is the final tournament I'm going to be playing in, competing in. There are people who are in the tournament who are like so experienced. Like
I would say
Granu,
more experienced.
Ludwig, like all these people have competed in PogChamps before or have played tons of chess over years. And I'm just sort of like, on the one hand, proud of my progress in a short amount of time, but on the other, like, is it even going to pay off in the tournament? You know, like, can I actually rival these people who have been doing it for years?
So is that discouraging to you?
It's
Finish
discouraging.
that thought.
It's
Like, what?
discouraging because I feel like I have been sort of in this little bubble of like, I'm doing great, I'm really excited, and I'm putting in a lot of work. And then when I think about the final challenge, I'm like, is it actually going to make a big difference? Or am I spending all this time on something that I'm just going to get out in the first round on anyways? Which would suck. It would be. I feel like it would be so embarrassing because now I feel like there's this pressure on me and this anticipation of like, Michelle's putting in all of this time and effort, and if I get out on, you know, the first round or something like that, then what was it for?
I think maybe, and we've kind of talked about this, setting the standard for success shouldn't be winning the tournament. The standard of success should be your own personal improvement and success within this game. Like you going from 500 elo to 1,000 would
people keep saying
crazy.
that. They're like, yeah, Michelle, you can go from 500 to 1,000 in a month. Like if you really grind. Guess what, y'all? My ELO just keeps going down because I keep losing dumb games. They're not dumb games, but like.
Well, so I've watched some of the games. Like I've gone back through, and what happens is you use theory for the beginning. And then when you don't know what to do, you just like, well, this move works. I could do it. But then you like almost stop with the theory at a certain point, and you just got to continue that theory of like, why is a move good? In the move I'm making, why is it good or why might it be bad? Is it helping your position, hurting your position? And like, I just think you got to keep up that thought process throughout the whole game. And when you're doubting yourself and you're like, well, I don't know what to do here, so I might as well make a random move. Just fall back on theory. And I think
Thank you for that advice, Garrett.
Yeah. Well, I think Danny.
Someone who.
What?
Good God. It's just frustrating.
I think what Danny was teaching you, which was like, well, very advanced for sub 500 elo, but like he was talking about just basic theory, and why something might be considered good. And I think the more theory that you understand, the more your instincts will be fine-tuned to just automatically move within what's good for theory for chess, just like what's innately good. And once you do that over and over and over again, and again, sometimes that's just repetition of just pattern recognition, you'll be way better off. So you're going to lose a lot of games before you start winning a lot of games. So like that's part of the repetition process. But I think you've been doing great. I think the community has been recognizing your improvement. And again, I think the standard of success, the bar that is set like for yourself shouldn't be winning the tournament. It doesn't even need to be winning the first round. It's just like, are you a better chess player in a month? Like, did you put in the work? Do you understand? Do you actually understand the game better? Or did you luck your way through? Like, because you winning, but like getting lucky because somebody else blundered isn't to me success. Like that's just getting lucky. So to me, success is, do you fundamentally understand? Even if you don't perform on the day, like that's fine. Like I would feel like performing in the chess tournament would be more of a standards of success if we were playing over the board chess, because I think, to be honest, over the board chess involves a lot of like what poker involves, which is like keeping yourself calm in high stress, high pressure situations. A lot of over the board chess is that, and like reading and playing mind games with the person across the board from you. But without that, chess almost online has completely become who is just better at the fundamentals of the game. So at this point, that's all I need to see from you. And you've already shown that. So as long as you keep showing that like you are understanding the game more and more week to week, I think that's success in chess.
Yeah.
But you're having a lot of fun.
I am, yeah, and I mean I'm learning a lot. So.
And we've got a lesson coming out today. I mean, this podcast won't be up on the correct day, so who knows when the chess lessons will be. If you want to follow along on the chess lessons, follow Michelle on Twitch, yeah, you could hang out and see the training for the video before the video comes out. So that's really fun. What else we got? We have the next challenge accepted, which we're filming this week. Let's just briefly, I don't want to go too much into it. I think we'll go into it in a later video, but just to tease, what is the next challenge accepted?
Rock climbing.
So talk to me a little bit about it. Tease it.
I'm going to be training rock climbing in preparation for a tall outdoor rock climb in Nevada.
If you follow either of us on Twitch, you would have heard this announcement there. Michelle has been sort of basically using Twitch as a way of like polling people what they want to see next. So if you're in that community, great. You've been participating. You probably knew this was coming, and you probably had some hand in like what the video will be like. We take a lot of suggestions from there and from the Discord. So what are you most excited about for this challenge, and what are you most afraid of?
I'm most excited because we get to go outside for this challenge.
That's nice. We get to be outside.
We get to go outside. We get to go see a new place or two during this video. I'm just really excited about the small group of people we have together for this. I just love filming. I mean, I'm most in my element when I'm producing and filming. And so I get really, really excited doing all of that. I'm most nervous about the fact that like I'm trying to accomplish a huge goal in a very short amount of time, which is every freaking episode of Challenge Accepted. So I hope I can do it.
Yeah, this is a good episode to film because it's COVID friendly. It's outside. Everyone can keep their distance. So that's exciting to me. That I like filming episodes that we can do safely and not feel bad about. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. And I don't know, let's talk about, I don't want to go too far into that because I think we want to save some for
we want to talk about it more next week because I start training tomorrow and have some big sessions over the next few days. So I feel like it'd be more valuable to talk about once we've experienced more of it.
So let's dive into probably the main topic of this episode, which is the challenge that you did last week on my head.
Which is not come out on the YouTube channel yet. It should be out
soon.
In a couple weeks, yeah.
Soon. It'll come out soon, guys. And this is Michelle training like a barber. So Michelle, give me the quick rundown.
So for the past year, a topic that it seems like everyone has had to deal with at one point or another is cutting someone else's hair.
Well, it's time for Michelle to do it.
Yeah, and I didn't want to do it until I actually learned how to do it because I don't know, like cutting someone's hair and having the physical appearance of someone else literally in the palm of your hands is terrifying to me because I don't even know how to do my own.
For spoiler alert, I mean, you could, for the people watching on YouTube, you could see my hair right now. She did a great job. This looks really good. Yeah. I'm like genuinely impressed.
But it was not without a few mishaps along the way.
A few mishaps?
Okay, so let's go to the beginning of the story. So the beginning of the story, we want to do this video on barbering. Well, great. Turns out that we have a connection to the Barbershop Club Los Angeles, which is one of the oldest barbershop clubs, one of the oldest barbershops in Los Angeles, owned by Woody Lavelle, who's this amazing person.
The best.
Just like the coolest person.
He is an expert
surfer.
Barber.
Yeah, expert barber.
Let's set him up as a barber.
Yeah, I just think it's cool that he's
that's good too. I want people to know that he is a barber first.
Okay, fine.
And he is good. Like
yes,
this guy, like Woody is the man. Also, for those listening, Woody has a podcast himself. Between him and his therapist, and they attempt to break the stereotype and stigma of men and therapy, which is really interesting. And that men should seek out therapy. This is a whole other thing.
This place is so cool. And also, the Barbershop Club even offers therapy as a service. So you can go and get your haircut and go to therapy. They're really all about like breaking down the stereotypes and definition of traditional masculinity. I just think it's really freaking cool.
Awesome place, awesome people. So Michelle went to this barbershop to learn how to cut my hair, and we made a video about the experience, and you will get to see.
We also got to get really cute outfits.
We did.
I was so excited about this. So at the Barbershop Club, the theme of the shop is very old school. Like how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, it is the old, like, it has influences from the 40s and 50s. It is like a little time capsule, like stuck in time. You walk into that barbershop and you feel like you are in that time period. Like they haven't...
The checkered floor, red leather chairs from the 40s.
It's wonderful. And so to match that, Michelle decided to get outfits that match the style of the location.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
They were so cute.
So what did you wear?
So I wore this really cute 50s dress. And it was green and had white polka dots and had a little bow. And then I also wore the black and white saddle shoes.
You look great. I basically went for the Don Draper on the weekends look.
Don Draper on the weekends.
Pretty happy with it.
Really good.
Thank you. It was fun. It was definitely fun.
Yeah, outfits are definitely a big part of this.
So you show up to the barbershop and Woody gives you a little lesson. He puts scissors in your hands and he says, all right, we're going to learn to snip, and we're going to learn to cut, and we're going to learn to make a haircut happen. Now, regardless if you knew this, the tools are very, very sharp. The tools are very,
I always
very
knew, because I've seen some articles online about if you're cutting your hair at home, this is what you need to know. And they always talk about how important the sharpness of the scissors needs to be, that you need a really sharp pair of scissors. I had never thought about the caveat to that of you could cut your hand or cut their ear or something while you're doing it. So I'm sitting here listening and Woody's like, don't cut Garrett's ear. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you could very well cut his ear. You could, as you're pulling the hair up and cutting across the fingers, you could cut your own knuckle.
All right, so for the record, you cut my hair, and I bled a total number of 3 times. 3 times, everybody, is the number of times that blood exited my body due to a haircut given by Michelle. Now, here's the thing. I'm not complaining about this. Not at all. I got a free haircut from my loved one. It was excellent. I have no complaints. I'm just saying that it happened. That's it. And you know what? It's not that bad. It could have been way worse.
I don't know why it was 3 times though. Like after the first time,
in the video, Michelle didn't tell me that she cut me.
Which means it wasn't that bad.
So
it was literally like, imagine a drop of blood, 1 single drop. Now imagine half of that. It was not a full drop. It was not like a full, like fully realized drop of blood. It was like a little like.
Did you have
speck.
to pat away blood from my neck?
Just one pat. It wasn't like when you're shaving and you cut yourself and it just keeps bleeding and you have to put like toilet paper on it.
Dude, you kept saying, "Oh, I want to straight razor your neck and shave your neck," and I'm like,
because
no.
I think it would be fun
if you cut me
Let
already.
me straight razor your neck.
No, not after what happened.
We could like clean up your neck. It would look really nice.
I'm not doing that. Not with your track record. If we do a couple more haircuts.
You didn't even know. You didn't even know you were bleeding.
Does that matter? I feel it's weird that you didn't tell me. We're in the chair and I'm like, is everything going on? Is everything okay back there? And you're like, everything's fine, as you're wiping away the blood away from my neck. Like, what the heck is going on?
It was a moment where I had to decide as a professional barber, is it better for my client to have an emotional reaction to something that isn't that crazy, or to just move on and tell them afterwards?
Life lessons. Lie your way to success. Ask for forgiveness, not permission, is what Michelle is saying.
Okay, but like if you cut someone, you should probably tell them. But it seriously wasn't that much. And I know no one's believing me right now, but when you see the video, it's like...
It wasn't that bad.
Minuscule.
It wasn't that bad. Honestly, if the haircut felt really nice, I was really impressed. It looks freaking amazing. I have no complaints.
Now you have to let me shave you now.
No, I still won't let you do that. That is terrifying to me. That actually, like, getting a haircut wasn't that scary to me. You shaving me actually is terrifying, and I will not have it.
Okay. Well, the video turned out amazing, guys. I'm really happy.
So far, it's really funny. I think. I'm excited for it to come out. I hope you guys enjoy it too. It's definitely one of our more comedically toned videos. So
yeah, it's really funny.
What was the hardest part for you?
I mean, all of it. Like I'm telling you that. Like I said. Did I say that earlier? I can't remember. The concept of getting a good fade is really difficult. I thought that doing the fade, I don't know why. I thought it was more, how do I explain this? More automated than it is hand drawn. Does that make sense? Like I thought there was more of like
why did you think it was automated? You're not a machine. Like, what made you think like, oh, I just do this, this, and this, and it will just
because
look
of the
like
clippers.
That? Oh, so you thought like
I thought the clippers had some setting where you could like auto fade.
Setting.
Yeah, and it would just like do it for you, so you get a perfect fade. I didn't realize that you have to like change out the guards yourself. I didn't even know what the guards were, and like create the fade across the entire head and make it as even as possible, like yourself.
But again, I think you did a great job. I think you impressed Woody, you impressed me. It was a good time.
I just wanted you to have a nice experience.
And then I got a little neck massage at the end.
I did give you a neck massage because that's part of the service.
Yeah, you did a great job. Very impressed. Said this already. Look out for it on the YouTube channel in a few weeks probably. And I think that just about does it for today, folks.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on how rock climbing goes. And in the meantime, be sure to join us on Twitch for the chess streams. And follow us on Instagram or something. I don't know.
Yeah, follow me, I guess. I don't know.
GK to 10K.
I'm slowly still going down.
You're going down?
So, okay, here's the thing. Here's what happens on Instagram. When I post a photo, people who followed me way long ago are reminded, oh yeah, I don't really need to follow this person. And so then they unfollow me. So my best strategy is to never post, but then that defeats the purpose. So what do I want more? A social media platform where I can actually express myself and post photos and have fun? Or do I want to have 10,000 followers so I can do swipe ups? Here's the problem. I want to do swipe up so I can help promote the videos. That's it, guys. That's it. Also, for ego. That's it. I'm shameless. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm in this weird situation where the more I try, the more the number goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's not even get GK to 10K. It's help GK stay above 9K because it's slowly going down. Why are you guys doing this? It's okay. I think it's fun. It's a fun game to play. And maybe I'll figure out the secret algorithm at some point. But until then, follow me or unfollow me. Your choice. I'm not going to tell you what to do. And have a nice day. Michelle, wrap us out.
Well, if you guys made it to the end of this episode, congratulations. Seriously.
Impressive.
Mission accomplished. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya. Can't wait for that to be in the tag of this video. Thanks, Madeline.